Today we'll be covering one of the worst Roblox companies on the entire platform named DoBig Studios. This company has been directly responsible for the downfall and degradation of many of your favorite and once extremely popular Roblox games, and they have shown no signs of stopping, with Grow a Garden being the next one on their list, with many people criticizing and even starting to hate the game due to its new extremely money-hungry features. So today we'll cover everything in detail and even go over new information and how the extremely controversial ex-owner of Grow a Garden is still getting millions of dollars of revenue from the game behind the scenes. So make sure to watch this video until the end because this situation is absolutely massive, and let's get into it. So I'm sure many of you know what DoBig Studios is, but for those of you who are unaware, it is currently the biggest Roblox game company and has entirely monopolized the games on the platform. On their website, it states that almost 4 million players are playing games that they either currently own or have a big share in, because essentially DoBig Studios buys Roblox games off of Roblox developers for an insane price, and then has a long documented history of then absolutely tarnishing and ruining the game's structure by slamming a multitude of pay-to-win features or oversaturating the game with microtransactions, which end up angering many members of the player base of the game, causing the game to have either a very slow, painful death or very quick downfall, because now everyone views the game not as a passion project like it once was, but now as a money-hungry husk of its former self. Such an example can be best seen with the Roblox game Fish, one of the biggest Roblox games only a couple months ago, amassing billions of visits, only for DoBig Studios to purchase the game after the old developers stated that it wouldn't become pay to win, and DoBig Studios, guess what, comes in, fills it with as many microtransactions as possible, and completely kills off the game's player base, resulting in it once averaging 200,000 players at any given time to now only 10,000, causing a net loss of 95%. People who knew exactly what was going to happen stated back in November 2024 that they could already feel the corporate slop slowly appearing, but no one could have even grasped how much of a downfall Fish would have, all due to the greed of DoBig Studios, ruining a once flourishing game because all they care about is getting as much money as possible. Once Fish was an original simplistic game and concept, cultivated by one Roblox developer all by himself, and many people loved this game. There was never a premise of pay to win that made the gameplay completely redundant, but now the entire shop is riddled in microtransaction garbage made to milk all the pennies they can out of children's pockets. And even after the game started to fall off so drastically, DoBig Studios did nothing to revert this. Instead, they just continued this money-hungry slop. Like, it is insane. After seeing this game fall off, they did not decide to change anything. That's how much they care about getting money. Now, obviously, due to all of this, the Roblox community has grown to absolutely despise the company and dread the idea of any more beloved Roblox games falling into their net and growing monopoly. The first game to actually succumb to this downfall was in fact Blade Ball. Now, it's unclear the exact date when Blade Ball was bought off by DoBig Studios, but the effects of DoBig's influence on it have been drastic, with a lot of evidence of the game becoming very pay to win, and with the community becoming so disillusioned from the game because it essentially just became yet another casino game dedicated towards children. Yet another passion project creation fell into a deep dark hole of microtransactions from a greedy monopolistic company. And who can forget about a dusty trip? Now, this is a large blemish on Jandel's pretty much pristine reputation. Even just searching up a dusty trip online will bring up the term "how Jandel ruined a dusty trip" as one of the first searches. Essentially, many people in the community are still very much angry at Jandel for buying ownership of the game from a 15-year-old game developer who couldn't speak English very well. Essentially, the owner agreed to being paid millions of Robux in return giving the game to Jandel, and then had his Roblox account terminated, so he basically ended up getting nothing in all of this. What transpired next was that Jandel made the game extremely pay to win, which pissed off many of the people in the community. And then what transpired was that Jandel gave the game to DoBig Studios, which essentially just killed the game permanently.
How a dusty trip became pay to win. Let me explain, bro. Dusty Trip was originally made by a 15-year-old kid who didn't speak English. One day, Jandel offered $20,000 for the game, but the kid didn't know how to transfer it to his country, so he agreed to 5.7 million Robux, which he regretted a lot, because he ended up getting banned. Jandel ended up transferring ownership to the infamous Do_Big, and then the rest is history.
And this long pattern of DoBig Studios basically killing all these big Roblox games brings me to this big part of the video. Apparently, DoBig Studios now has a large stake in revenue in Grow a Garden, the biggest game on the platform currently, and even owns Brainrot, the second biggest game. Despite Jandel being the de facto owner of Grow a Garden, he still has to partially cater towards whatever DoBig wants, because now they own a large portion of the game too. And what was also revealed was that Adrian, the extremely controversial ex-owner of Grow a Garden, the same guy who abused the Roblox DMCA system and even doxed people, has currently got a 50% stake in the game Grow a Garden 2, meaning despite his horrible actions that he has taken zero accountability for, he is probably earning hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars a month from this game. And that isn't the only terrible thing. Ever since DoBig Studios have sunk their claws deep into Grow a Garden, the game has been getting eerily similar to other microtransaction slop games, with YouTubers on Twitter calling out the increasingly more scummy practices the game has, involving hard-to-obtain pets with extremely low rarities, meaning that you would need to spend thousands of Robux to even get close to a chance of obtaining them. This game, just like other passion projects, is losing its charm very fast, and is turning into yet another cash grab slop gamer like the others, and DoBig Studios along with Adrian are only continuing to benefit from all the money garnered. It's a sad story since greed has evidently won, and it seems that their behavior at DoBig Studios is literally not going to change. They're going to keep getting more games, f***ing them over, and getting more money in the long run, not considering at all what the player bases of these games actually want. And I think Creekcraft covers this topic very clearly when he highlights how DoBig Studios essentially just kills the games that they purchase.
Here's another tweet that kind of enforces this point, right? So here's another picture here, DoBig Studios, right? They buy Dusty Trip, it kind of gets pay to win, they add in a bunch of microtransaction, game dies, right? Blade Ball, same thing. Oh my god, the amount of microtransaction and pay to win features in Blade Ball, boom, look at that, game dead. Fish, guess what Fish started doing? They added in a bunch of microtransactions, and now, well, let's actually take a look and see how Fish is doing. So here's a page for Fish, let's scroll on down here, let's go to the player charts, let's go by daily players, concurrent players, and as you can see, it is going down, 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 down. But hold on a minute, what about Blade Ball, right? What about Blade Ball? Right, Blade Ball is one of the biggest games on Roblox. How is it doing here? Well, let's take a look. Daily players, all players, and down, 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 down. What about a Dusty Trip? Let's check out a Dusty Trip here. Let's look at its player counts. Same thing. Daily players, all time, and down, 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 down. Now, is that same thing going to happen to Grow a Garden? Probably. Honestly, probably at some point.
But anyway, for clarification as this video ends, this video is not intended for hate, harassment, or cyberbullying whatsoever. This video is instead intended for educational and informative purposes only, going over the entire situation as a whole in a documentary-style context. I'd also like to clarify that this video is intended for more mature audiences as well, as more mature themes are actively being discussed, so viewer discretion is of course advised. All necessary content has been sufficiently blurred, and this video complies with all of YouTube's community guidelines. And with that all being said, thank you all for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new, and comment your opinions down below about this situation, and join my Discord server to contact me if you wish or to get any updates. My Discord server is discord.gg/Parlo. And with that being said, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Goodbye.